What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What is good with everybody tonight? We are going to take a little look and see if the person that you are dealing with or thinking about or inquiring about is going to reach out, break the silence. So, obviously, this would be only if you are dealing with a situation in which there is no communication and you're wondering about communication. If that's not your situation, then this is not for you. So, this is all zodiac signs. This is not a collective reading. Okay. I don't do that collective shit. This is one mini reading for each zodiac sign from Aries to Pisces, and I do them in order. Okay. If any of you need a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. All right. Aries, let's see if this person wants to talk to you. Or how's this person feel about talking to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? How's this person feel about talking to Aries? Universe. King of Wands reversed. Hang on a second. I got to see what else comes out with that before I speak on it. Well, I mean, yeah, I do think that they would like to talk to you, but they feel like it would be a waste of time. And usually, what that boils down to is I don't think they have anything new to say to you. So, anything that this person has to say, they've probably already said it. And for some of you, they probably already said it 100 times. And in their mind, they know how you're going to respond. They know what you would say. So, I think they're just too afraid to reach out, honestly. You know, they don't want to hear what you would have to say. I don't know. Did you give them a tongue lashing last time y'all talked? Or maybe whatever they did was so stupid that no normal person would let them come back without telling them what fucking time it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're just projecting their insecurities onto you. I don't know. But they feel like it would be a waste of time and they're too afraid to talk to you. They don't want to deal with that confrontation. Some of you dealing with a Libra also have Cancer and Leo. But again, it could be anybody. Let's see if they gonna change their mind. What actions are they taking? What actions are they taking? Are they gonna take it upon themselves to reach out to Aries? Temperance reversed. Nah, man. That matter of fact, that's the card of blocked communication. So no, I'm not really, at least in the month of December. At least in the month of December, I'm not really seeing them putting forth any action to work around any blocks in communication or trying to break the silence. Not right now. They're too scared. Too scared. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They don't want to hurt it. Let's see if it'll be a good idea for you to reach out anyways. What's the advice? What's the advice? What would happen if Aries reached out anyways? Would that be a good idea? Well, this is saying for some reason that if you did that, I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper here, but it's telling me that if you did that, you would end up walking away with more questions than answers. Whatever the hell that means. Let's see what else wants to come through with that. Yeah, I mean, I just really think this person would be very closed off. Very closed off, very nervous, and very afraid. This is the same card I held up for you in the last spread. Anytime you see that card with somebody laying in bed and nine swords hanging on the wall behind them, that's the nine of swords, and that's the card of fear, nervousness, anxiety, sleepless nights. So I just don't really think that this person would be open, up front, and honest. I think they would be closed off, scared, nervous, and anxious. So you would probably walk away with more questions than answers. If you think, and again, I feel guilty every time I give this advice because it's really hard to do. But if you could figure out how to lower your expectations. Now, when I say lower your expectations, I don't mean expect something bad, right? I just mean don't expect something good. Lower them to the point where you have no expectations, right? Like, I'm going to reach out to you and it could go amazing. It could go horrible. You could tell me to fuck off. You could ignore me. You could tell me you love me, you miss me. I'm cool either way. Like low, no expectations, neutral, and balanced. Now, that's hard to do. That's really hard to do. Um, but yeah, if you do have high apple pie in the sky hopes regarding how you would want this conversation to go, I might hold off a little bit if I was you. Because you'll probably, like I said, end up walking away more frustrated than you were before you started with more questions than answers. All right, Taurus. Taurus, does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this connection? Ooh, five of swords. I don't like that energy. I don't like that energy. Yeah, five of wands. I mean, uh, Page of Swords reversed. It's kind of looking to me like not right now. And I tell you why, because I think they know that they have a few choice words that they would say to you if you did talk. And they know in their mind that if you all talked, it would end up being nothing but a bunch of fucking drama and shit. Now, this is weighing on them very heavily, whatever it was that happened between the two of you. Don't think they just moved on from this and forgot about it. No, they haven't. But is this going to be the card of the night? The Nine of Swords? They're a lot more bothered by this than you know. I just don't think they really want to let you in on that. And the only reason I think they don't want to talk to you right now is because they don't have anything nice to say. Why? I don't know. Okay. So for some of you, I feel like they're giving you the silent treatment too. Some of you could be dealing with a fellow Taurus. I also have I have Virgo here too. All right. Well, let's see if they gonna change their mind. Are they taking any action towards Taurus? What actions are they taking? King of Coins reverse. Come on, who's gonna be the first sign to give me some action tonight? I think they're planning on it. I do think they're planning on it, but it's really tough to say whether or not that's happening in the month of December. That's a tough one to call. So I think for the majority of you, I think you're going to hear from them in 2026. But what they're probably doing is hanging back and waiting until the dust settles. And I can't stand it when that comes through. That's one of my least favorite messages because how are they going to know if you've let your guard down or if the dust has settled? How are they going to know that? They're not. They ain't going to know. If they're not talking to you, they don't know what you got going on in your life. They don't know how you feel. So take that for whatever it's worth. I don't know. They are contemplating it. They're thinking about reaching out, but right now it still kind of feels like there's a little bit of an energetic blockage in here. So I think you will end up hearing from them, but just not in 2025. Let's get the advice. Would it be a good idea for Taurus to reach out to this person? What's the advice? Ooh, you know what that means, right? Hold back. Hold back, resist temptation, and stay quiet. Why? Why the Strength card? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ah, because of the Tower card. You don't want a repeat cycle of whatever happened last time, right? You hear me say all the time that vibration is the primary law, right? Attraction is the secondary law. This isn't Rich Lopp's little theory, okay? This isn't some fluffy duffy little woo woo little theory that Rich Lopp made up there, or that he just heard from somebody that sounds cute. This is an immutable universal law, and there's stone cold, rock solid science and quantum physics behind this. The energy, the common frequency that brings you and another person together is the frequency that's going to manifest between the two of you. Now, that's very simplified. It gets a lot more nuanced and convoluted than that. But the energy between you and this person has not shifted at all. At all. Both of you are still within the same vibrational bandwidth that you were the last time you spoke. Now, when we say vibration, this doesn't mean good vibration, bad vibration. Some people need to get that idea out of their head. It doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're doing something right or wrong. It doesn't make you a smart person or a dumb person. It's just simply vibration. You all are tuned into the same station on the radio, right? So, since both of you are still within the same vibrational bandwidth, or both still tuned into the same radio station, the exact same outcome is going to manifest if the two of you come back together because the energy's still the same. So, I'm not going to say do or don't. If you are wanting communication in the month of December, you're more than likely going to have to be the one that initiates it. But I would keep my guard up and don't let this person trigger you. You're better off ghosting them than blowing up on them and feeding into the trigger because that's just going to create more karma. All right, Gemini, let's see if this person wants to talk to you. Do this person want to talk to Gemini, universe? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this situation? Do they want to talk to you? Do, 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 do. Ba-doom-doom. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Psh. Well, they do keep an eye on you. Oh, they absolutely do keep an eye on you. But right now, I think that they are trying to find someone new. That's their number one goal right now. And I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life, but they're not having a lot of success with that. But you best bet your damn skippy ass they're putting on a show. Especially those of you dealing with somebody who has like a social media that you can look at. I know that's not all of you. Every now and then I'll have somebody on a Zoom call who says, "Oh, they don't have social media. I don't have social media. Whoop, whoop." Those of you dealing with somebody who you're able to like watch what they're doing like through social media, they're putting on a show. Oh, they're putting on one hell of a show. One hell of a show. But they're not really having a lot of success. They're not having near the success in their life that it may look like they're having. So it's hard to say. I don't know. Actually, you know what I'm going to say with this? I'm going to say they don't want to talk to you, but it's not because they don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you because they want to paint a false picture in your mind of what's going on in their life. And if they do talk to you, that's going to let you in too close. And that's going to blow to smithereens the little charade that they're putting on. So it's not that they don't want to talk to you, it's that they want to mislead you into believing that they're living a life that they're not living. And if you was to talk to them and get close to them, it wouldn't take long to find out that that's bullshit. So, all right. Some of you dealing with a Leo also have Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, but it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Well, let's see if they gonna change their mind. You see that happen from time to time. Every now and then, someone wakes up one morning and tries to push a fart out and pops their head out of their ass and has a little come to Jesus moment. That could happen. Let's see if they're taking any action towards Gemini. Queen of Swords reversed. I don't like that. I think they're probably going to do some things to try to get your attention. You know, probably going to attempt a time or two to get your attention and see if they can get you to reach out to them. But as far as directly showing up in your inbox, probably not in December. Probably not. I think they're really wondering whether or not you're even paying attention to them. So when I say do things to try to get your attention, what let me give you some examples. Well, actually, you know what? Let me tell you what I hear most in my personal readings, like in Zoom calls. What I hear more than anything else is they view my Instagram story. I don't know why. Whenever this comes through for me, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking posting things directed towards you or liking your picture, but that's not what I hear from most clients. Most clients who come to me dealing with a situation like this, 8 times out of 10, they say they keep viewing my Instagram story. And I don't know. I personally, I don't go through and look at everybody that views my Instagram story. So I guess that's why it never crossed my mind. I have no fucking clue who views my Instagrams. I don't have time to go through all them fucking names. Who the fuck has time to go through all that shit? Like, you don't even know who they are. You know, all you see is a bunch of usernames. You don't even see the person's real name. You know, I don't know. I don't personally go through and look and see who's viewing the shit. So that never crossed my mind. But apparently that's a thing, and that's what I hear more than anything. So if you see them pop up on your Instagram story, or like I said, posting things directed towards you, or liking your picture, or you know what my all-time favorite is, when they go find a 6-month old comment thread from a post that both of you are tagged in, and they respond to somebody regarding something that has nothing to do with anything with the post or anything else, just so their name will pop up in your notifications, and it looks like they're talking to somebody else. That's my favorite one. That one always makes me laugh when people do that. But something along the lines of that, you know. Okay. Well, let's get the advice. Let's see if it would be a good idea for you to reach out anyway. Should Gemini reach out anyways? What would happen if Gemini reached out, or what's the best advice in general? Oh, shit, man. Straight out the gate, though. 7 of Wands. Hang on. Man, which one of y'all gonna give me some rainbows and unicorns to read tonight, man? Which one of y'all finna do that? Well, I'm gonna tell you what this is telling me first, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can meet you in the middle somewhere. This is telling me keep walking away from this and let the tower continue to burn to the ground. That's what it's telling me. You have a soul contract due to come in that will make you completely forget this person's fucking name. It'll make you look back on this person and laugh your ass off. But being energetically tied to this person is blocking that. This is saying do a little bit more healing and releasing of this energy. That's what this is saying. Because when somebody does something like tries to indirectly get your attention, you know, to see if they can get a reaction out of you, and you give them the reaction that they're fishing for, you know what that tells them? That tells them that you're easy to manipulate. That's what that tells them. If they know how to silently push your emotional buttons without even talking to you directly, and it gets them the desired reaction that they're looking for, boy, they gonna take it and run with it and have a field day with that shit. Oh, they will. So I would say this. I'm gonna just have you go inside and ask yourself a question, okay? Ask yourself this question. I don't care what you tell me. Don't tell me nothing. I don't care. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what your friends think. I don't care what your family thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. This is between you and you. Ask yourself, could this person trigger me if they wanted to? Could they? And answer honestly. If the answer is yes, I would hold off for a little bit longer. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. That doesn't make you stupid. That doesn't make you less spiritual. What makes you kind of dumb and make a decision that's not really all that spiritual is if you put yourself in a situation that you know damn good and well could trigger you without thinking about the consequences. Right. The spiritual thing to do is to acknowledge your vibration and acknowledge your frequency. That person over there is going to piss me the fuck off. I'm probably going to break their goddamn jaw if they say something slick. So I'm not going nowhere near them. I'm not going nowhere near them. That's the spiritual thing to do. I'm not going nowhere near them. It's not worth the karmic tie that it would create. It's not worth the karmic energy that it would create. It's not worth anything that's going to come as a result of that is not worth it. I actually have plans of climbing the mountain and progressing in my life. I'm not going to jeopardize that by creating a karmic tie that's even tighter than the one that we already have with you. Right. So if I think you could trigger me, I'm going to completely ignore you and avoid you. I'm going to avoid the shit out of you because I ain't letting your punk ass hold me down energetically. That's how I would approach this situation if I was you. Okay. All right. Cancer. Let's see if this person wants to talk to you. Do they want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? If so, what? If not, why not? Man, why the goddamn codependency card always got to come out when I read for Cancer? Why the goddamn codependency card always got to come out? So, well, I mean, this person is still very hurt. This bothers them a lot more than you know. I think they do want to talk to you. I think so. But I think what they want to do is they want to throw a pity party at you. They want to play the victim, is what they want to do. They're contemplating, I think they're contemplating whether or not that would work. King of Wands reversed. This is throwing a manipulative pity party. That's what that is. King of Wands reversed, Five of Pentacles. They're a little bit scared, though, a little bit nervous. They're afraid that it might not work, especially if you all have already gone around in this circle several times and you all have already played that game several times. But either way, I think they're a little bit worried that it might not work. You might not give two diddly dog shits about their little pity party or what their little excuses are. So I don't know if they're ready to take that chance just yet of you telling them what time it is and making them look stupid. But yeah, I think they do want to talk to you, though. I think so. They just scared. They scared. So let's see if they're going to reach out. Maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe they finna change their mind, though. That came out in the last spread. Hang on, y'all. Hang on. Ooh, Eight of Cups reversed. I think a lot of y'all are going to hear from this person. Yep. I think so. Oh, there it is again. This is the card of the night for everybody, isn't it? That's the card of the night for everybody. I think most of you are going to hear from this person. I think so. Now, this isn't the advice spread yet, but this is just personal advice from me. This isn't spiritual advice. This isn't tarot advice. This is just regular person to regular person advice. Keep them at an arm's distance and keep that guard up, because this person is not somebody that you can fully trust. Matter of fact, you know what I think this is? I think that those of you who hear from this person, this is a test. This is a test to see what you're going to do, how you going to handle this. What are you going to do? You're going to do the same thing you did last time? If you do the same thing you did last time, you finna get the same thing you got last time. So I think, yeah, this is a test. You're either going to evolve to the next level or repeat the last level. So let's go ahead and grab the advice, though. That was just for me. What advice do we have for Cancer? Boy, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Put your foot down. Put your foot down and stand on business. Don't let them play with you. Right? Now, okay, you know what? This is a beautiful example. This is good general advice that everybody out there can use. I don't care who you are, what your sign is, or why you're watching this video. One really, really, really handy little thing that you can do when you first meet someone, doesn't matter, lover, friend, business partner, set a boundary and see how they respond to it. Some sort of boundary. Now, I'm not saying go crazy and outlandish with it, but set some sort of boundary. I'm keeping you at an arm's distance right now, until I don't know when. Set some sort of boundary and see how they respond to it. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your boundaries, especially even if it doesn't benefit them. A person who does not have your best interest at heart and wants to manipulate you will not respect your boundaries. They're going to poke and test and give you these slick little covert backhanded compliments. They're gonna say little covert shit that digs up under your skin a little bit. They're gonna guilt trip you a little bit. They're gonna throw little pity parties and shit. They're gonna do what they can to see if they can poke at your emotions and let your guard down so they can overstep that boundary. You keep your foot down. You keep it down. You keep it down. You keep it down. And here's how they end up exposing themselves. The more solid you remain and the more firm you stand in your place, the more frustrated they start getting. And eventually they start getting frustrated. Then they start really getting kind of nasty and rude and passive aggressive, and you keep that foot down. You keep it down. Eventually, pow, they're gonna blow up on you. They're gonna blow up on you, start calling you names. Oh, you're just a selfish, self-centered, narcissistic piece of shit. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Now you exposed yourself. You trying to manipulate me and you mad because it ain't working. Okay. That tells you everything you need to know. A person that's going to blow up on you and badmouth you and make you feel like shit because you set a boundary. That's all you need to know. That person does not respect you at all. So just take that and use that for any situation. Telling you, that can really help you avoid fucking people trying to get one over on you and use you. All right, Leo. Leo. Let's see if this person want to talk to you. Do this person want to talk to Leo? Do they have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this situation? Woo, I think they want to talk to you. They show the fuck does. They show does. Boy. Man, they still feel a strong ass connection with you, though. But they're not sure whether or not it would be a good idea to let you know how they feel. They don't really know if they can trust you with how they feel. Now, why they feel that way, I have no idea. I don't know if they're just paranoid and insecure, or if you gave them reason to think that they can't trust you with how they feel. I don't know. But they're a little bit afraid that if you find out how they feel about this, that you're going to play with it, you know, take advantage of it, have fun with it. But yeah, they want to talk to you. And I think for a lot of you, they want to be with you. They just are really, really nervous about letting you know that. And they may be afraid that you're mad at them too. So some of you dealing with an Aries. I also have Gemini, Libra, Taurus, and Aquarius. But it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's see if they fit and reach out. Are they reaching out to Leo? They're weighing out the pros and cons. I don't think they're making a decision right now. I don't think they're making a solid decision. Goddamn, look at that. Two of Wands, Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. They're seriously contemplating it, but right now, I don't think that they see what they would consider to be an open door of opportunity. So, probably not right now. Honestly, probably not. What's the advice? Would it be a good idea for you to reach out anyways? What's the best advice for Leo? Tower reversed. Ooh, Queen of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed. So, well, you really, really, really want to think about this before you do this. If you decide to reach out. Because this is telling me for the majority of you, if you reach out, it's more than likely going to end up resulting in a reconciliation attempt. Okay. However, neither of you have released any of this energy yet. Neither of you have. So the energy between the two of you is still so thick you could fucking swim through it. And if the two of you come back together, holding the same energy you were holding the last time you spoke, it will repeat the cycle. It will. Now, you have bigger and better blessings than this waiting for you on the horizon. You have much bigger and better blessings than this waiting for you. But you can't attract those blessings while you're tied to this. So I can't just tell you to let go and move on because you can't do that until you're ready. I could sit here and tell you till I'm blue in the face, you need to let go and move on from this. If you ain't ready to do that, you ain't gonna be able to do that, no matter what I say. So all I'm gonna tell you is the energy that's on the table here. And also, too, here's another thing that you have to think about. Why would somebody be afraid that you might use their feelings against them? Where would they get that idea? Especially for those of you who never gave this person a reason to feel that way. It's because that's what they would do. 90% of how someone sees you and perceives you and behaves towards you is projection. They're projecting their shit onto you. They're afraid you will do that because they would do that. So, just saying, be careful if you decide to reach out to this person. What I would do if I was you is just get closure. Get closure. Closure, closure, closure. Don't have a back and forth conversation with them. Don't have any high hopes of where you would want this connection to go. Close the energy out first before you even think about where you want to take this connection. Close the energy out first because you would have to do that in order to reconcile anyways. So it's not like closure is the final nail in the coffin intrinsically. So you're going to have to do that no matter what you want to do, or it's going to fail. So just focus on that. I would shoot this person a closure message and then step back. Don't respond to anything else after that. Even if they come back on some I love you, I miss you, whoop, whoop, whoop. Don't respond to that. This isn't a conversation. This is closure. Let that sink in for a few weeks. Let it settle in and then ask yourself what you want to do with this. You'll probably feel a really decent energetic shift after that. You very well may have little interest in revisiting this, but you may still want to cross that bridge when you get to it. Okay. All right, Virgo. Virgo. Does this person want to talk to you? How does this person feel about Virgo? How do they feel about talking to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Hang on a second. Do they have anything that they want to say to you? Well, yeah, I think they do, but they want you to be the one to break the silence. This is telling me they don't want to show you any vulnerability. Let me see if I can dig and find out why. Why doesn't this person want to show you any vulnerability? They don't want you to feel like you have power over them. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They don't want you to feel like you have some kind of power over them. But they do, with the death card reversed and the Six of Cups in the upright. I think they want to talk to you. I think they would like to reconnect with you. Um, they want perceived power over the situation, though. They want you to think that they don't care because that energetic dynamic would give them power over the situation. So I think, if anything, they would want you to be the one to reach out just for perceived power. Perceived. And at the end of the day, no matter who actually holds the power, whoever holds the perceived power is the one that comes out on top. Even if that person isn't the one with the real power, perception will change the whole dynamic. Let's see if this person gonna reach out. What actions are they taking? Three of Swords. They probably gonna do some things to try to get your attention. Yeah, I'm not seeing communication though. No. No, they probably gonna do some things to try to get your attention, but I don't think they want, because, like, in their mind, if they reach out to you, they think that you will see them as weak if they do that. And they want to be the one in control of this situation. So, yeah, they don't want you to know anything about how they feel. And they're very, very guarded. So, let's get some advice here. Let's get some advice. Mhm. Don't let that guard down. If you do reach out to this person, keep that guard up. Ah, closure. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Leo. Make peace with the past first. And then, if anything, if you're going to reach out to this person, if you're going to reach out to them, make it closure. Make it a closure message. Right. And just step back and let that sink in. Okay. Now, your intentions have to be so on point when you do this, because this is for energy, frequency, and vibration purposes only. You can't have any hidden motives. You can't have any other expectations. Closure is closure. It's not a conversation. We're not having a back and forth. I don't care how you respond. I don't care if you respond. Actually, it'd probably be best if you didn't. I don't care if you respond or not. This is closure. I am letting you know, for no good reason other than simply for the sake of you knowing that there's no ill will coming from me. I'm not mad at you. I wish you love, light, success, and prosperity. And I just want you to know that. That's it. I send you on your way with love and light. Stay blessed. That's it. Don't do it and then sit around wondering what's going to happen. That's not the right intention. This is to clear the energy out. Shoot that message and then chill. And it usually takes a few weeks, usually a couple of months. And then when you feel it out, it's going to change the course of your path. It's going to shift the energetic pathway between the two of you. In a couple of months, I guarantee you, you will feel a drastic energetic change between the two of you. Drastic. And more often than not, you'll start to feel at peace with the situation. Now I actually feel okay with this. I'm starting to kind of feel like this situation served its purpose, and I'm okay with it being what it is. That's what happens more often than not. But don't worry about what's going to happen. Worry about clearing the energy, because no matter what you want to do, the primary law is the law of vibration. If you don't clear the energy, anything you do is going to fail. You want to move forward and meet someone new? Well, if you're still carrying that energy with you, it's going to fail. You want to bring someone from the past back into your life. If you're still carrying the old energy with you, it's going to fail. This is why closure is so important. Because if you did want to reconcile successfully, now we've already cleared the energy between the two of us. We can start over with a clean slate. Dig it, I'm saying? All right, Libra, does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Six of Wands reversed. I think they do, but they're holding back out of fear of wasting their time. Now, there is a big missing puzzle piece here. Why do they feel like it would be a waste of time? Usually something follows this energy. Like they've already said everything that they have to say, or you've already told them everything you have to say, or maybe they're projecting. It's not even telling me nothing. Nothing. All it's saying is, yes, I do think they would like to talk to you, but they're holding back because they're afraid it would be a waste of time. They're trying to just slam the door on this. In their mind, it is what it is. What's done is done. It's over. And I just got to accept that. So they're making like a head over heart decision with this situation. But they're not moving on from it. But does that make sense? It's like they're making the logical decision to move on, but emotionally they haven't moved on from it. All right. Well, let's see if they're going to reach out. Is this person reaching out to Libra? Looks to me like they're turning their back on this here. That's what it looks like to me. You know what I think though? I think they are planning to get closure later on down the line. Yeah, they're planning on it, but right now they're not doing that. I think what they want to do is they want to let enough time pass to like kind of start forgetting about this. And then whenever they feel comfortable enough and confident enough that you're not mad at them no more, or that you've let your guard down once enough time has passed, however much time that is. That's so stupid when this comes through like this, but then they probably plan on getting closure. That's their plan, that's their intention right now. But they're not doing it in the month of December. They're not. Why? I don't know. Like I said just a minute ago, if you're going to get closure, get fucking closure. I don't know why they're not doing it right now. Maybe they're just not. This is, I'm telling you, this is the card of the night. This has come through fucking 5 or 10 other times too. I haven't mentioned it, but um, too afraid of how you would respond. So I mean, yeah, if they're worried about a response, then it'd be best not to get closure. But I think that's what their plan is. Let's see what the advice is. If it'll be a good idea for you to reach out, or what's the best course of action for Libra? We're on Libra, right? Ooh, Seven of Swords. Well, I tell you what. How about this? How about I wouldn't reach out if I were you, not right now. Let's do this. Let's go into this. Let's go into 2026 with a goal in mind. At some point in time later on down the line, the two of you are going to end up in communication. Whether they reach out to you or you reach out to them, one way or the other, communication is going to happen. Let's make it a goal that the next time you and this person talk, you have healed and grown, evolved, and changed so much they don't even recognize who the fuck they're talking to. Let's make that the goal. That if they do try to talk to you, they're going to have to get to know you all over again. I'm here to tell you from firsthand experience that feeling is amazing. Amazing. Because the version of you that they have in their mind is the version that they feel like they have the most power over. And when anybody sees somebody from their past and they have made quantum leaps in evolution, that feeling of embarrassment or shame or, just they just feel embarrassed and stupid. That makes it all worthwhile, dude. Makes it all worthwhile. I'm telling you. Just that look on their face. Just the simple fact that I don't even fucking know you anymore. Who the fuck are you? How have you changed so much? And I'm still the exact same person that you walked away from. I'm still sitting in the same spot, doing the same old shit, spinning in the same circles, fucking with the same people. Nothing about me has changed, and I don't even recognize you anymore. That look in their eyes, I'm telling you it's worth it. I'm telling you it's worth it. Let's shoot for that. Does that sound like a plan? I'm gonna tell you what, if you can do that, 2026 is gonna bring you blessings and opportunities that would blow your fucking mind, dude. I swear to God. That will just be the cherry on top. All the things that you think you want right now, I'm not saying you won't get them. I'm saying that when you get them, that'll just be a little added bonus on the side of everything else that comes along with it. The person you become, the open doors of opportunity that you attract, the blessings that you attract as a result of that makes all the things you think you want right now just a little added bonus on the side. All right, Scorpio, do this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Two of Cups. I think they want to reconnect with you. I think so. Yeah, they still feel a really strong karmic tie. They feel your energy all in their fucking field. And I think deep down they do want to reconnect with you. But here, how am I going to say this? They don't want you. Does that make sense? They want to be with you. They want to reconnect with you, but they don't want to. They want to just be able to let this go. Does that make any sense at all? I don't know of any other way to word that. I want to be with you, but I wish I didn't want to. I wish I could just flip a switch and turn this shit off. It's kind of where they're at with it. And man, what am I telling? This is the fucking card of the night for everybody. Everybody. Nine of goddamn swords. So, in their mind, if they don't want you, that can only mean one thing, that they are convinced that, first of all, you are never going to want them again, or at minimum, that it would never work between the two of you. So they feel like it's something that they need to give up on. That makes sense? And that's kind of hard to. That's paradoxical and seemingly a bit counterintuitive and hard to wrap the mind around. Now let's see if they're reaching out. Is this person reaching out to Scorpio? What am I telling y'all, man? What am I telling y'all? This is the card of the fucking night, Nine of Swords. Everybody's scared shitless. Everybody. Everybody too scared. Anytime you see them nine swords hanging over somebody, in most tarot decks, it's somebody in bed with nine swords on the wall. It's not like that in every deck. Like that Miss Cleo deck, it's not quite like that, but they scared. That's anxiety, nervousness, fear, sleepless nights. Seven of Swords. Don't get me started on this shit. I think they are planning what they would say and how they would handle it if you reached out to them. But it looks like they pretty well got their mind made up. They planting they happy ass right where they are and they're not budging. Let's get the advice. What's the best advice for Scorpio? Advice for Scorpio. Mhm. Queen of Swords. So don't let your emotions make any crazy decisions for you. I'm not going to lie. Hang on. I'm not going to lie. This is telling me not to work around any blocks in communication. That's what this is saying. Why? The two of you don't work together as a very good team. The person you're dealing with is indecisive, anyways. This is saying walk away and don't communicate. That's what this is saying. But I don't like just telling you that. I don't like just telling you that because at the end of the day, that doesn't really do you a whole lot of good. I tell you what, I would set a time frame if I was you. Do the best you can to see if you can release this and move on from it. Do the best you can. If you can't, if you just cannot let this go, then reach out to them. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to repeat the cycle. Sometimes you got to revisit the past. Sometimes you need a little reminder. Sometimes you got to spin in that circle a time or two. And that's just what you got to do sometimes. But this is saying abandon this, keep on walking, and do not contact, do not communicate. But if you only do that because I told you to, and you don't really understand why you should, you will be put through this situation again with the next person you meet. You'll be put through the same situation in the same scenario over and over and over until you learn from it. It's not just you. The universe isn't picking on you. We all go through that. We all go through that. Maybe for some of you, that advice came out so direct like that because this person, maybe they threatened to sabotage your life path. Maybe they put your safety at risk for some of you. Maybe having this person in your life could completely sabotage your entire soul's mission. In that case, I will tell you just to get away from somebody. If you haven't learned the lesson, that's fine. Learn it somewhere else, but not with this person. This just does not seem like somebody the universe wants in your life at all. So, hang on a second. It's air clearing time. Clear the air just a little bit more here. I got this free sage stick at the Las Vegas jewelry and minerals store. Went and bought me a goddamn Jasper bonsai at the crystal store, and they gave me a free sage stick. I was like, oh hell yeah, I needs that. All right, Sagittarius. 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 Do do do. What deck do I want to use for Sagittarius? How about this one? Let's see if this person want to talk to you. Do they have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about talking to you? How do they feel about this situation? Well, I think right now this person just doesn't really want to be alone. Yeah, I think they want to talk to you. I think so. I think they're mainly curious about how you feel about them and where they stand with you. That's what looks like is the main concern on this person's mind. They want to know, are you mad at them? Do you miss them? Do you love them? Have you just completely fucking forgotten that they exist? Are you talking shit about them behind their back? Are you telling people that you love and miss them? I think all they really want to know is where they stand with you because they have been pretty fucking confident that they were going to hear from you. And now that they haven't, they're starting to be a little bit concerned as to why. I think they want to know whether or not you really have moved on from this. They want to know how you feel. That's all they want to know. And I'm going to tell you what, just as a little piece of personal advice, when somebody like that is only obsessed with how you feel and nothing behind it, because if somebody wants to know how you feel, the question is why? That's the question. You want to know how I feel about something? Why? Why? Can you answer that? Why do you want to know how I feel? What's the reason? It'd be one thing, well, because I want to get back with you and I want to be with you and I want to see if we can do this again. Okay, well, that's a good, legitimate reason. But if you don't have a reason and all you're doing is being fucking nosy, that's not good. That's a person who wants ammo, wants leverage over the situation, you know? So that's just a little personal tidbit from me to you. Let's see if they're gonna reach out. Is this person reaching out to Sagittarius? Hierophant. Ace of Wands. Yeah, yep. Well, here's the thing. They're seriously contemplating it. And if they find whatever they would consider to be a good open door of opportunity, they're going to reach out to you. I don't know, though. I think so. We got Two of Swords and Two of Wands. Okay. Two of Swords, Two of Wands are basically the air and fire version of the same energy. Two of Swords is having a decision that you need to make and not knowing which decision to make. Two of Wands is being at a crossroads and not knowing which path to take. So they're very similar energies. So what they want to do is one or two things. They either A, want to start new and start fresh with somebody new and completely forget about you, or B, when they see an open door of opportunity, they want to slide up in there and see what's up with you. Did you forget about them? Are you still missing them? And I think for some of you, you will end up hearing from this person. I already told you, though. I already told you that. I didn't need a tarot card to tell you that. I already knew. The King of Cups reversed is an emotional manipulator. Why you want to know how I feel? Why? That's all I want to know is why. Why are you so obsessed with how I feel? Why do you need to know? There has to be a reason. No reason? You just curious? Just fucking nosy? I ain't letting you know shit about how I feel if there ain't no reason. You ain't got no reason. You ain't trying to come back and be a part of my life again. You're not trying to see if you can rebuild shit with me. Just nosy. Just nosy. You just want to know how I feel just to see if you can find any ammo on me or play with me. No, no, no. Fuck that. Let's get the advice. Let's get the advice. Three of Wands reverse. Don't put your life on hold waiting for this person. Do not. Well, I don't feel right telling you not to, but it would be very risky and dangerous to engage in a sexual connection with this person. That would be like driving a fucking F-150 pickup truck across the frozen lake in April. It's not smart. That's not smart at all. That's taking way too big of a risk. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Be like walking across a tightrope across the Grand Canyon in a fucking windstorm. If you want to, do what you got to do. But for those of you who end up hearing from this person, keep them at an arm's distance. Do not let them play no games with you. Let's just see if we can keep communication open. Just at a distance. Let's just see if we can keep communication open at a distance, right? I'm not letting you suck me into your life. I'm not trying to suck you into my life. Let's just see if we can keep communication open and keep it cordial and keep it cool and just keep it open. Let's just see that. Keep them at an arm's distance. What's more than likely going to happen is they're going to start pushing and poking and testing to see if they can reel you in. And if you push back, they're going to get a little bit pissed off. And if you stand firm and keep pushing back, they're going to get even more pissed off. And then if you really put that foot down and stand on fucking business and refuse to be manipulated, then they're just going to blow the fuck up on you. And that exposes their intentions to begin with. That's a manipulator who's mad because their manipulation tactics aren't working. Okay. So, all right. Capricorn. Capricorn. Let's see if this person want to talk to you. Hang on, let me grab a different deck. Let me grab a different deck for the Capricorn Collective. I got a couple of them here. Got this old school shiny blingy deck. I'm not feeling that one right now though. How about this fucking oil painting ass deck? I don't even remember what this is called. It's cool as shit though. Real dramatic. Does this person want to talk to Capricorn? Do they have anything that they want to say? Ace of Cups reversed. Hmm. King of Cups. I think they want to be with you, but they're afraid of unrequited love. Yeah, yeah. It looks to me like they want to reconcile with you. Yeah, I think they do. They're just, for some reason, they're pretty convinced that this would be unrequited love. Like they care more than you do. They have done things to try to get your attention. And for whatever reason, it was to no avail. Don't know why. I don't know if you were blatantly ignoring them or if you just got better shit to focus on. But yeah, I think they do. I think they do want to talk to you. I think they want to be with you. I think they want to reconcile with you, but they're afraid of unrequited love. That's all I can get out of this spread right here. Some of y'all dealing with an Aries. I also have Taurus, but it could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's go ahead and grab this little holographic deck. See what actions they be taking. What actions are they taking towards Capricorn? What actions are they taking? Doing things to try to get your attention. Can you see that? This one's hard to see on camera. Doing little things to try to get your attention. Hang on. But probably getting impatient with that and moving on from this, or at least taking the actions of moving on from it. Yeah, they're carrying the burden of this. It bothers them, it's weighing on them. But if you don't respond to their little indirect attempts to try to get your attention, they're just pouting and moving on from this. I think they got a big ass ego. Their ego's too goddamn big, dude. Their ego is way too fucking big. So they're definitely putting on a show for you, trying to make it look like they're a lot happier than they are. Trust and believe that's a load of bullshit. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. Now, I'm not saying that everybody does that, but a lot of fucking people do that. We all know there's a lot of people out there, especially somebody that you know that's not normally like you. I know I haven't talked to you in 6 months or a year, but from what I do know, that life that you're portraying on social media doesn't look like you. It doesn't seem typical of you. And hey, some of us know that person. I know a couple of people that I feel secondhand embarrassment when I see them post shit because it's like, uh, I know you, right? This is kind of awkward. I know you. And I see this, and you know that I know that this is not what your life is like. Makes you feel kind of awkward. But yeah, don't feed into any of that shit. Well, let's see what the advice is. Hang on. What's the advice? Okay. Well, if you are wanting communication anytime soon, it is going to have to be you that does it. I'm not going to lie. This is telling me to tell you not to, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to say that you need to establish power over the situation. Now, not to take advantage of it, right? Don't establish power for self serving reasons, right? But boundaries need to be set and understood. It needs to be understood. You ain't got no power over me. You ain't going to play with me. You ain't playing no fucking games with me. I will cut this off again if I have to. That needs to be understood and respected. If you can reach out to this person and establish boundaries, then hopefully they can respect those boundaries, and that will increase the chances of the two of you being able to eventually find your way to a more positive timeline together. But if boundaries aren't set, if this person thinks that they can play with you, then it's just going to turn into a big repeat cycle of what happened last time. This person needs to know that you are not to be played with. Let me tell you how I handle situations like this. I'm not saying do it my way. This isn't advice. I'm just telling you how I do it. If I cut you out of my life for any reason, like if we fall out or have an argument or whatever, I'm not even going to consider speaking to you for a minimum of 1 year. Minimum. Bare minimum. Bare fucking minimum. Then, only after 1 year will I even consider, do I want to reconnect with you? And I'll tell you why. Because, especially if it's a really close connection, like a close friend or family, 1 year, that speaks volumes. If I can go a whole year without talking to you, you know I can go another one. and another one, and another one, and another one. So that it's never failed me personally. I've done this many times. It's never failed me. That lets it be known that there are fucking boundaries to be had. I don't care who the fuck you is. I don't care if you my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my best friend since fucking elementary school. I don't care who you are. You don't have a license to treat me like shit, and I will cut you the fuck off. Right? So you need to know that and respect that. That's never failed me. That lets it be known that there are boundaries to be had. Now, whether or not reconciliation works out successfully, that takes a different path. I've never actually brought someone back into my life, but when it comes to establishing boundaries only, that's always worked for me. That's always worked for me. So, if that sounds helpful, maybe take that with you and use it. If not, then just chuck it and don't worry about it. All right. Was that Capricorn? All right. Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see if this person wants to talk to you. Do this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this situation? Well, hang on. I do think they are contemplating whether or not it would be worth putting forth the work and the effort towards this. They do feel a strong karmic tie with you. They feel your energy. Your energy is all over them, and they keep a very close eye on you, or at least attempt to. I know somebody always says, "But I don't have no social media. I ain't got no." Some way of trying to keep tabs on you without directly communicating to you, whether they talk to people who know people who know people who know you, or just whatever way they do try to keep tabs on you. What's the card of the night for everybody? What's the card of the night? The goddamn Nine of Swords. They're scared. They're scared. This person has no idea how you feel. Like, no idea. You are very hard for them to read. Very hard. Very hard. And I think that drives them nuts. They can't even get a clue as to how you feel. They don't know if you hate them and want them to die, or if you're missing them and wanting to see them, or if you just completely forgot they even existed. They can't tell how you feel at all, at all, at all. And that drives them nuts, drives them insane. So, that right there, the fear of the unknown is what's holding them back and keeping them at bay. But they are still grudging about whatever happened between the two of you. Oh, they're still grudging about that. They don't know if you are, though. They are completely in the dark, and it drives them nuts. Drives them nuts. Some of you are dealing with a Pisces, also have Leo, and that's it. But it could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, let's see if they going to reach out. Is this person going to reach out to Aquarius? Are they taking any action towards you? Three of Swords. That's not an action-packed card. I think they're choosing to avoid drama. They don't want to take the chance. So they are completely in the dark as far as how you feel. But it drives them so crazy, they have to guess. They have to come up with some sort of educated guess as to how you must feel. And if they had to guess, they would guess that you're mad at them. So just in case you're mad at them, they're hanging back, holding back, and avoiding the drama. But what I just tell you, see, they still grudging though. They still grudging. So, in their mind, since they're holding a grudge, you must be holding a grudge too. So, they got that guard up. So, it doesn't look like it right now. It don't look like it right now. Let's see what the advice is. What's the advice for Aquarius? Would it be a good idea for you to reach out? Should you wait a little bit before you do that, or should you slam the door on this for good? What's the advice for Aquarius? Ace of Wands reversed. First of all, before you even think about doing anything, make sure you have done as much healing as possible. As much healing as possible. Just know going into it, if you do choose to reach out to this person, they have no plans whatsoever to be open, upfront, honest, and vulnerable with you at all. They have no plans of that at all. No plans of that at all. So let me ask you this. Do you have any expectations? If you was to reach out to this person, would you have expectations as to how you would want things to go? If so, hold off and do some more healing. If you do just the right amount of healing and you reach out to this person, the universe will show you who they really are, and you'll let go of it by default. You'll let go of it by default. Um, but that's the main thing that I want you to know here. If you do reach out to this person, don't put any eggs in the basket of this person being open, upfront, honest, and real with you. They have no plans of that. So just know that going into it. Take anything they say with a grain of salt. Okay. All right. Pisces. Pisces. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about you? How do they feel about this situation? Well, right off the bat here, they don't know how to approach you. Three shuffles here. One, two, and three. Well, I got the lovers reversed here. So, man, this are you dealing with okay, this is going to be like way out on a limb here. But I feel like there's some of you who may have contemplated whether or not this person is bipolar. Because this person's energy is confusing as all get out. This person makes no sense at all. They miss you and they want to be with you, right? But at the same time, they don't really feel the strongest connection in the world. So it's like they feel two different things simultaneously. So maybe some of you, or this person's the type of person that like flip flop and act funny, like act one way one day, another way another day, or maybe not even from day to day. Maybe 1 hour they're acting like they love you and they miss you. The next hour they're acting like they don't even care about you, because it's almost like this person has two separate aspects of their personality. Right now, they're busy trying to find somebody new. There is a part of them that does miss you and want to be with you. There's also another part of them that doesn't really feel a strong connection with you anymore. This person's a confusing fucking roller coaster of emotion salad, you know? But when it all comes down to it, they don't really know how to start a conversation with you, how to approach you, or how to break the ice with you. Whew, that was draining. I can imagine how drained you must be just dealing with that person. Let's see if they're going to reach out. Are they reaching out to Pisces? Do, 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 do. Now, Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles. Yeah, the kings and queens aren't very action packed cards. Yeah, see, we got a King of Cups, a King of Pentacles, and a Queen of Wands. They ain't moving. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't taking action. They sitting they little happy asses on their thrones and not moving. Knight of Wands reversed, Hangman. I don't think they are taking action. If anything, they're trying to forget all about this and just completely ignore everything to do with this situation. And honestly, probably trying to ignore the truth about this situation too. You know, that may be another thing. If they suspect that you're going to bring the truth to the table, bring up something from the past that's unresolved, some shit that they got caught lying about or some shit that didn't add up, they don't want to have that conversation. Let's see what the advice is for Pisces. Damn, dog. It's saying starting a conversation with this person wouldn't be a good idea. Why not? Why not? It's not telling me. Oh, okay. Well, okay. You have new love due to come in. Okay. However, you're not quite a vibrational match yet. Not quite. Right now, you're still in the middle of the transitionary process, shifting from one vibrational state to the next. You're still energetically tied to this person. I'm not saying never communicate with them, but like, okay, so you and this person came together on this frequency right here. Okay. The next person due to come in is on this frequency right here. You're doing this. You're moving up to this frequency. Reaching out to this person, reaching out to this person would end up resulting in a repeat cycle. It would probably end up blowing up and turning into some conflict. And rather than you making your way up here, it would drop you back down. So let's focus on a little bit more healing and releasing first. And then if you do just the right amount of healing, just the right amount, and you reach out to this person, it'll be like watching a movie for the first time since you were a little kid. Have you heard me use that analogy? That's one of my favorites. If you ever experienced that feeling, with the technology we have nowadays, 95% of the movies that we watched as kids, you can find on the internet somewhere. I don't know about any of y'all, but I'm an 80s baby and my childhood was in the 90s. So there was all kinds of little Disney movies and shit that I used to love, kids' movies. And every now and then I'll think of one and be like, oh, yeah, that fucking movie I used to love when I was 8 years old. What was that called? I'll rack my brain trying to think of what it was called. And if I can't think of it, I'll ask Chat GPT, hey, what's the name of the movie where whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop? And it'll say, oh, that was fill in the blank. Let me go look it up. And 9 times out of 10, I can find it on YouTube. And it's fucking mind blowing. It's like, oh my God. I didn't even understand that movie back then, but I loved it for some reason. What did I love about that movie back then? I thought I understood it. In my little 8-year-old mind, it made sense to me. But now in my 38-year-old mind, I see it completely differently. If you do just the right amount of healing from a situation and revisit a past person, you can have a very similar experience. And to me, that's one of my top 5 favorite feelings in the world is when you revisit something that was hurtful, traumatic, you know, and now it makes sense. Looking back on something that was hurtful and it making sense. That is an amazing feeling. Amazing. One of my favorite feelings. So maybe let's see if we can shoot for that because you got blessings waiting for you on the horizon that are unlike anything you could imagine. Within the next year to 2 years, you could be potentially looking around at a life that you never imagined living. You could be looking in the mirror at a person that you didn't even know existed. Let's work towards that. Let's put that as the number one priority. And once you make your way a little bit further down that path, then let's see if we want to revisit anything from the past. Huh? Is that cool? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that all my signs of the zodiac needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. All right. I'm going to get out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.